All right, everybody. Not all that long ago, I made a post about issues with getting wind knots throwing light braided line on my setup, and I want to talk through a couple things that I've learned here recently about how to better control your cast so that you reduce the chance for wind knots. So there's two techniques when you're in the middle of the cast. The first thing with both techniques is you want to start with the bail arm up when you go to put your finger on the line. So when you go to do that, bail arm up, open with your hand, and also remember when you go to close, you're closing with your hand. You don't want to use the cranking mechanism on your spinning rod to make any of those. The other thing is, if you are fishing with a leader like I am here, I don't know if that will focus on that, you'd want the entire leader outside of the tip of your pole, because speed of the line going out the end of the pole and extra loose line are issues that create wind knots. So having a knot go through your guides is going to create more issues. But the two key things are two options. So one is you want to stop the bait, the line, before it hits the bait hits the water. So you're going to do that one of two ways. When you go to cast it and you let go, you're going to want to rehook the line with your index finger, which is kind of an odd thing until you get used to it. And then snap the bail back, and that will stop the bait, tighten the line, and allow you to bring it in tightly with no loose line. The other thing is, if you don't like doing that, is when the line is going out, you can feather it with your hand, with your other hand, and then use that hand to close the bail. So let's show both techniques here. So the first technique we're going to use is rehook the line with your trigger finger. So we're going to make a standard cast. Let the line go out before it hits the water, pull, click, reel. That tightens that line up and reduces the chance of having loose line. So many cases, wind knots have very little to do with the line and more to do with your technique. And surprisingly enough, there's lots of things that I didn't know before I started fishing for well over 3 decades about fishing with spinning tackle. So let's look at the other option, which is the palm stop. So we're going to do the same thing. Open the bail, make a cast, palm stop, pop. Again, no loose line. That's the key. 75% of your wind knots, according to a couple reputable fishing professionals, come from loose line that keeps coming out of the end of the pole after the bait has hit the water. The other part has to do with how tight you're able to put the line on originally, and that is key, that you want constant pressure when you're loading your line on your reels. So those are some great techniques to stop getting wind knots. Wanted to share with that because I've been on this journey. I am using a different line right now. It is a 15-pound test braided fishing line. I'm going to be trying a couple different types throughout the year. So we're looking at the P line, X Braid, as well as the 832 braid, as well as to retry Power Pro with these techniques to see if there's anything different. And we're also going to bring back the Berkeley unifilament line that we love so much for spinning rods as well. So with that, let's get to fishing.